5 simple signs of early detection of diabetes. According to WHO Statistics 2014 worldwide, 422 million people are infected. It costs $245 billion a year. Decadence of blindness. Heart attack. Strokes cause 4 million deaths a year. So that's piss rude. It's a painful situation in today's society. I'm kidding, it's diabetes. In Vietnam, according to 2012 statistics of the Central Endocrine Hospital, the national diabetes rate is 5.7% of the population. Diabetes rate in Vietnam increased by 214% high compared to the world. Are you your problem? I'm not exiled, I don't care. I'm flying. Wait, are you sure you don't have a radio? In the United States, 1 in 4 people have diabetes. There's 1 person in there who doesn't know he's sick. In Vietnam, it is worth noting that 60% the number of people with diabetes in the community not detected. That's 1 in 2 people who get sick. I didn't know I was sick. So again, are you sure? You or your loved one does not have diabetes. What would happen if I woke up one day? You suddenly find out you have diabetes. Well, that would really be a challenge. But the truth is that diabetes progresses very slowly. Studies show that you can get sick within 10 years, and the programs will move very slowly. Slowly. So there's no way you didn't have diabetes the day before. You wake up the next day with this disease. You'll have time to detect the disease early for yourself and for your loved ones before it's too late. So there are signs. The first sign will be eating a lot at Sao. In diabetes, your body has trouble transporting glucose, a form of sugar that gets from the blood into the cells. This leads to excess glucose in the blood, but not enough glucose for the cells. Remember that cells use glucose as an important source of energy, so sage cells are in a state of starvation. There's a car that transports glucose into the cells. It's called insulin. This car is made in a factory called Suai. When the factory doesn't produce the transport cars, it's a commodity called glucose, will not be able to go from blood and cells. Trouble happens. There are 2 different types of mechanisms that cause the body and since then it's been divided into 2 types. Type 1 and type 2 diabetes mellitus. Well, the first mechanism, the factory was destroyed. Of course, there will be no more delivery cars. This is a type 1 street kernel. It's a small percentage, only 10%. The second mechanism, cells resistant to insulin. Or you can understand it simply, it's very arrogant cells. I don't like old insulin delivery cars. So this body produces more insulin to achieve the same effect. This effort is unsustainable when the plant is exhausted. Eventually, the body lacks insulin. This is type 2 diabetes. That's 90 patients today. The cell is hungry even though its food is all around. I can look small and not want anything. So cell phone call to the boss is Mr. Brain. Dear, I'm hungry. Mr. Brain immediately directed the starvation aid to the cells. From protein taken from muscle and lipids from fat. At the same time, my brain immediately calls for the children to eat a lot. It seemed fine at first, but the time is getting longer and longer. Protein-deficient muscles will shrink. There's less fat and you get thinner. That's a lot of food, but still a lot of weight. The next sign is drinking a lot and urinating a lot. Why do you remember? People with diabetes have glucose levels in the blood are very high. That increases osmotic pressure. Water will be pulled from the cells into the blood to regulate this pressure. You understand simply. It's almost like water. It flows from high to low. Right now, blood vessels contain a huge amount of sugar and water. Leads to the organ working hard all day to heat up. The blood and kidneys don't. Your urine will contain sugar and at the same time pull the whole country out. Of course, the patient will pee a lot. Plus the cells lose water. The more thirsty the body will be. If you are thirsty, you will have symptoms of drinking a lot. Well, it's going to form a vicious cycle. Finally, the latest but most reliable sign is probably many people have known through folk experience. It's urine with flies and ants. Why? Of course, there's sugar in the urine. But don't wait until it shows up, because at that time, your diabetes condition is already very severe. So let me summarize to see if there are signs that help you recognize diabetes for yourself and for your loved ones. Included: eat a lot, drink a lot, piss a lot but still thin, and it's very late. It's the phenomenon of pea flies in the urine. I hope with this video, people can find out early the dangerous diabetes for me as well as my family. Family Doctor with channel. The motto, give people the correct knowledge, the simplest and most fun, the last word. Being a doctor is a lot of work. There is also a lot of pressure. I just wish I had a lot of time. So every one of your channel likes and subscribers, it's a source of motivation to keep me going. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hello and see you next Saturday.